Today our home gym makeover begins and I am super excited. So basically what the plan is we are moving the treadmill and the bike and weights and our little setup that we have right here, and we are going to be moving it into this room that is currently used for outdoor storage, but we're going to make it a part of our home. We have an extra bedroom here. Let's go in. I'm going to hold still because my camera doesn't like blank walls, but we're basically going to add French doors on this wall that will go into the gym space. So that is step one. Now I'm going to take you outside. There is a door that accesses the gym from the outside. Could we walk outside and get to the gym? Absolutely. However, it's just not very convenient that way. Definitely prefer to have access to it from inside our home. We have extremely cold, hard winters, and I'd just rather not have to walk outside if I can avoid it to get to the gym. And it's also just something where I want the kids to be able to find me easily if they need to. And I'm kind of hidden in there without these doors. So doors on that wall, very excited. This also just gives us more space so our equipment isn't in our family room, so we can build our gym, add more equipment, the mirrors, all the things that you'd probably want a home gym to have. So this space is partially finished. It just, honestly, it needs floors and it needs trim. We already have lighting, we have AC, and heat. All the HVAC is done. There's electrical. And the view is amazing. Love it. So once the doors go in, we can see how that looks. The doors are installed. The electrician came and had to move some of the outlets, but we are making progress. We also have sheetrock hung where they open the wall up. So now we're just waiting for taping and texturing, but they look so good, and the amount of light that is now going into that room is so much better. It was so dark before. So we have floors going in this week, as well as all the baseboards and trim, and it should wrap up by the end of the week, which is really exciting. So I thought today what I'm going to do is actually paint an accent wall. I'm going to paint just the wall with the windows. This will be the wall that the treadmill and the bike are on, and I feel like it just is screaming for just a little bit of color, nothing too crazy. A lot of home gyms that I've been looking at have a lot of the darker walls in the room, and we all know I've been in my little moody era around the house adding all the black. However, I'm not going to do that in this room. I'm actually going to go light and bright. I work out at 4:45 in the morning, so I think light and bright is really the way I want to go. I want to be like rejuvenated and woken up right away in the morning. So I'm actually going to use paint that I already have on hand to save a little bit of cash, and do the accessible beige. It's the same color I did actually in our pantry for that little accent wall. I think I should have enough to get this whole wall done. So just a little bit of color, a little bit of a difference, I think will make a huge impact in this room. On the run from my given disaster, speed away from the holy mind, pride. That's where I never thought it would matter. If I'm gone by now, all my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my... While I'm painting, I thought I would explain a little bit more as to why we didn't just build a home gym when we were building our home. And the answer is very simple. I just was not really living a healthy lifestyle at that point. I didn't work out, I wasn't eating right, and everything changed once we moved into our home and I bought a treadmill. it just all kind of fell into place. And so looking back, obviously I wish we would have built an epic home gym when we built our home, but just didn't work out that way. The good news though is that we had this space available that we could utilize as a gym. And I love this room. The windows are nice and big and the views are amazing. So I didn't really want to darken it up with black walls, even though I love them. We all know that. I just wanted to keep it nice and light and bright, and absolutely just love how the whole space comes together. I can't wait for you to see the end of this video. As strange as this sounds, this room has become one of my favorite places to be. I find myself just walking down throughout the day and looking in there and just being in awe. It's just, I feel so thankful to have this room.
Keep on driving and driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving and
driving. It's really hard for me to show you the deep wall with the windows. My camera just does not get along with them. But it turned out really good. I think once they do the baseboards and the flooring, it will all just tie together. Right now it's still unfinished. But I think once we put our black treadmill and bike up against it, they'll really pop and it'll look really good. So next step, I'm just waiting now for them to come back. Tape texture, all of that. Floors later this week, and we'll be cruising. The construction is complete in the gym. I'm, for one, just loving these doors. They just really brighten up this room. It's really hard looking into the sunlight right now. It's shining in, but the floors are in. The baseboards are all on. And I guess the one thing we are waiting on is the electrician to come back, but that's something that we can work with for now. We have plenty of outlets already in here ready to go. And I can't remember, it's been a little bit since my last update, but these floors are the same exact floors that we have throughout the rest of the house. I can put them in the comments below. They're a nice, I'd say a medium type LVP. Like as far as the tones. But yeah, love them so much. We'll put lots of mats down and things like that. But the floors do need to be cleaned. And then we can start moving in.
Want to keep it nice and clean, not freak out and cause a scene. I try to hold it together, keep it together.
And just in case you're wondering what size this room is, and the only reason I know this is because I needed it for when we were getting flooring ordered. It's about 16 foot by 16 and a half, if that gives you any idea. So yeah, we still have access to outside as well as the rest of this room. I am still figuring out exactly what I want to do in here. I think I have some ideas of what we could do, but first we obviously want to get all this set up and see how it works for us. Okay, so let's start bringing things in. We're making lots of progress. So we rolled the bike in, got it situated. I think I want it in the corner, just close to the outlet, just makes sense. And then I think we're gonna do the treadmill on this corner, and then we'll have some space in the middle. As you can see, it is disassembled. Now we need to attempt to get it put back together.
All the fun of yesterdays, but I'm gonna hold it together. This ain't forever. Need a shot and then a beat, somewhere to let out some steam. I'm not the one to say never, never say never. Been playing it down.
We did get the treadmill up and going, thank goodness. Initially, we were going to put it in this corner and do like one on each side, but we made a decision on what we want to do here. Plus the view on this side out this window is a little bit better. I may shift the bike over one way or another based on the next piece that we are going to add into this room. This will be like the main attraction, I guess you could say. My brother-in-law is going to be coming over tonight to help us put it together. We decided to go ahead and order, after lots of research, the Apollo half rack from Rep Fitness. So he's going to put that together. I'll show you what it looks like, but I'm envisioning it to go almost front and center on this wall. It's actually been a few weeks though since I last updated you in here, mainly because I took a lot of time researching this piece that we are going to be putting up now. It's all new to me, and I didn't want to make the wrong choice, and I wanted something that would last and that was good quality but not like extremely expensive, and so we settled upon Rep Fitness. I actually ordered the rack as well as a bench from there, and I've already put the bench together and I love it. It's very like heavy duty, high quality, and I think we made the right choice, but time will tell, of course, once we get it all set up, and we'll see what it looks like. I did also order some floor tiles to go underneath it, and so those will be here today. I'll get those set up. I decided to go with the tile option for now. It just seemed a little bit easier as far as like getting it to be the size that we needed for this little area versus doing a stall mat, and that's something we can change over time. But for now, I just went with some tiles off of Amazon.
Wanna shake the ground, wanna break away, let loose. I'm tired of waiting, gotta make that move. All the neon signs, now they shout to me and you to write our story. Wanna shape the new. Do you wanna come along with me? Come along with me. Do you wanna? And we ain't got nothing, gotta do something, get it right. Gonna keep on running, grab the fun and live it live. And tomorrow's far away, should I let the party fade? And we ain't got nothing, gotta do something.
Now we could have just done gym floor for the whole room and skipped the LVP altogether, but I just thought, you know, long term, if we ever want to change this room into something different, it would be nice to have matching floors to the rest of our house. And I just like the look of the wood. It gives a little bit more texture and warmth to the room. But love these mats, super thick, and they do the job that they need to for us.
Your doubts won't hold us down, 'cause we're gonna light up the sky where we go. Oh, do you wanna come along with me? Come along with me.
Dustin, you want to be in my video?
I could be.
Dustin's hard at work.
Hi.
He's loving every minute of this. I could not have done this myself. There was a part of me that thought I could. Here is what it looks like. It ended up taking about 3-ish hours by the time it was all unboxed and boxes taken away and everything where it needs to be. Not too bad. I'm actually really happy with it. I did so much measuring and this is what we ended up with. So I do actually want to, you know, we should have decided this earlier, but I do want to shift it over a little bit to the left here, but I can't do that by myself. So that will be a project for another day with my husband around. I tried, it just was not budging, but this is the Rep Fitness Apollo half rack, and we went with a half rack only because of space for the most part, and it does everything that we need. I did a ton of research and this is the one that we settled on. Important to my husband was a place to do pull-ups, so there's a pull-up bar at the top, and of course we can do all the squats and benching and all of that right here. So super happy with it. We did invest in some bumper plates to get started with, and we'll probably have to add more as we go, but as a nice little starter set, very happy with it. I did order some lighter ones as well for the kids as they grow up. I know they've already actually been using them, so I'll link what I can down below, but overall I am very happy with it. You can just feel the quality with this rack. Like I said, I'm kind of new to it. I did a ton of research and very happy with what we chose. The common theme when I was researching different racks and gym equipment was buy once, cry once. So invest in a quality piece that you don't want to switch out in a couple of years, because gym equipment, to move it around, to be honest with you, is awful. It's heavy, and especially if you're going to like a basement or anywhere upstairs, it's not ideal. So I definitely went with a quality piece and something that we will have for years to come. Of course, our kids are very young, but they are very active in sports. So I know that this is a place that they will come as they get older and want to be. Actually bought off of Rogue. They have this junior barbell out of their, it's called the Boneyard section. It's like discounted. But I bought a junior bar, and Madden, our 10-year-old, has already been down here with it working, so it's kind of fun. But yeah, we very much love this, very impressed with the quality, and I'm just happy that I didn't have to put it together. So thank you so much, Dustin. I'm out of breath just from doing those two things. So I added the bench. Now this I actually put together on my own in my off time. This is also from Rep. I can't remember the exact one that this is, but I'll link it. It's one of the middle of the line ones, but it's adjustable so you can angle it and do all the things that you need to. And I just wanted a really good, solid bench, and it is that. It's very heavy, but you can wheel it out when you need it. Also, I added this dip attachment. This is something my husband really wanted. I don't know that I'll do it too much, but you never know. I don't think it'll probably stay on here all of the time, but I wanted to show you with it up in action. It does take up quite a bit of space, as you can see. And I think once we shift the unit over just a little bit, or the rack, I want to be able to use this a little bit more. So we'll find a safe place to store that, but I wanted to show you that little add-on that we did. There's also a lap pull down we could add to the back if we wanted to, but I just didn't feel like it was necessary quite yet to add that on. But yeah, just lots of different things that we can continue to add to this rack, and we're super happy with it. This is the Colorado barbell from Rep. That there for mom and dad. And then the kids one, or the junior bar, is right here. This is, I think, half the weight of the other one. I just put it right here for now. It's just easier for the kids to get to it. It's just Madden, really. But I'm hoping Macy, our gymnast, will like to use the pull-up bar as well. So all of our main gym equipment is now in here. Like I said, I do want to shift this over just a little bit, just so I can fit one more tile in. I think I need like that much more room to get one more in there. I wish I would have done it before, but I didn't know how much room that dip station would take up, and I don't know that we want it on this side. Just to make this area a little bit more usable, we're gonna shift it over. Now, as far as equipment goes, these are our three main pieces we do plan to have in here aside from dumbbells. I still am dreaming of a rower. I don't think we have enough room for it. So unfortunately, that's probably not going to work out, but that's okay. I mean, you could probably squeeze it in if you needed to, but sometimes having the extra space for a lot of my strength exercises, I just feel like that's a better use of the space. So this is it, but I do know though that gyms evolve over time. Definitely add things as you go and rearrange, which may eventually happen. So yeah, very happy. So we have the treadmill, the bike, and the squat rack. I think next, oh wait, no, I want to show you this piece. I actually built this over the weekend and put it in here. This is my little Walmart arch shelf. So I used to have a little like art cart that had my shoes and my towels and Kleenex, things like that on. And I'm like, this just adds a little bit of character to the room, because right now it's just a lot of black equipment. So this is my Walmart little shelf. I already just moved it in here into the corner, and I love when you walk into the room, you kind of see it through the glass. It's really pretty. So I'm very happy with that. It was very affordable, super easy to put together. Highest quality, probably not, but it definitely works for sure, especially in a gym. So next on my list though, we're gonna hang 2 mirrors onto this wall. They are also from Walmart. They come in lots of different sizes. I went with larger just to fill the wall as much as possible here. I like to do my strength area, like all my dumbbell exercises right here. So I want to have the mirrors there so I can see my form and we'll be motivated. So I have 2 of these mirrors. Now you can have them on the floor leaning, but we do have the space to hang them on the wall, so that's what I want to do. I just need to do some measuring here to get it all figured out, because I want both to go like side by side, as close as possible. Okay.
Calling me a mad woman, mad woman. No, I don't really care, I don't really care, yeah. 'Cause boy, it's none of your business if I'm a mad woman.
I have been standing here trying to get the mirrors on, the screws, for like 10-15 minutes, like trying different things. I even got my yoga blocks out to prop it up. I'm like, maybe I'm just not lifting it right. No, the screws they actually sent with the mirror are too big. They don't fit in the holes on the back. Thankfully I have some on hand, so I just switched out one. I'm going to change out all the screws and hopefully we'll be back in business. I'll let you know. My hands are shaking right now, so I'm sorry if the camera's a little bit wobbly, but wow, this took a lot longer than I thought, which is, I knew it wasn't going to be fun to try to line them up. But the problem was, so both of these mirrors are from Walmart, same company. I didn't realize this, but one is actually thicker than the other. Do you see that? That's crazy. So, I mean, you probably wouldn't notice it unless I told you, but it kind of drives me a little bit crazy. But I honestly don't even want to touch it because that took way too long. It was a lot of work. The holes were not lining up and the screws they gave were too big, and it's up. We've created a mess, but it is up. I did have my husband help, but he still couldn't get it either with me, but I did eventually get it myself. A lot of propping up with my yoga block. Who would have guessed? And then also, while he was here, I'm like, hey, you can help me really quick. So he was able to shift this over just enough so I can fit one more row of tiles. I'm actually thinking, so this dip station will come off. This is where I want to do a dumbbell rack. So that's the plan there. I'm still waiting. It's either coming today or tomorrow from FedEx. So once that arrives, we'll put that together and then I'll take the dip station off. So yeah, I'm gonna get this all cleaned up and then we will move on.
Lights are shining bright. My friends are in the club, we'll go all night. I see you in the back, the mood is right. If I just had your number, I would let you know how I feel. You walk up to me, start dancing to the music and the chase. Like this was meant to be. Take my hand, I feel my heart beat, and I don't want this moment to stop. Time to go home. Don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us. It's all about us. As we're dancing close together, making out.
So this floor is different than this one. This is definitely thicker and higher quality. I actually don't care for this one as much. Ultimately, I want to get just like one big mat like this and be done with this area. As I do different strength exercises like lunges, for instance, if my heel hits this like pops off and it kind of just falls apart. It drives me crazy. So long term, I do want to get something a little bit nicer, but I just wasn't sure what I wanted, and so I thought I would just start with something super cheap and we can upgrade the mat down the road. So yeah, I think the flooring, I think these were like 20 bucks on Amazon, and then of course my Peloton mat. That came with one of, I think probably the treadmill or something, but for now it works, definitely. I have this table that I'm not using upstairs anymore, and I thought it would work perfectly on this wall. It balances out my little arch shelf on the other side, and then I can do like a fan and rollers and things like that. Things that I don't need every day, but still nice to have in here. Yeah.
Don't want this night to end. Yeah, about time we stop pretending. Come home with me. Let's write a history. Tonight I'll make you see. It's all about us.
The fan I got off of Amazon probably a year ago. I can link it. We don't have a ceiling fan in here, so this is just nice to move air around when needed. I don't use it very often. If my husband and I are both in here, sometimes it gets hot, but it's very rarely used, so it works perfectly back in the corner. I do place like my drink and my phone and AirPods case, things like that when I come down in the morning right here. So I like to keep that open, just a good little drop space. Down below, I just have a basket with a couple of foam rollers. And then this is an adjustable kettlebell from Rep. That was my husband, he's like, we need some kettlebells. So I decided to get one for now. We'll see how much he uses that. I'm more of a dumbbell person, but who knows? I may be swayed to try those out here soon. I don't know that I love the fan there, just because I'd like to put a shelf on the wall above that just for additional storage. So long term, that'll probably change, but for now I don't have a shelf, so it's completely fine on that table. We must add some greenery. So I bought this plant or tree, I don't even know what you want to call it, off of Amazon. It's a white bird of paradise, I think is what you call it. I was doing just a little bit of research as to putting a plant in here. These are actually a natural air purifier, which I researched a little bit on, and I thought, you know what? it's not a bad thing to have in here. So I love to have my greenery, and I thought, you know, I don't know where it's gonna go. But I thought possibly we could conceal some cords, give me something pretty to look at when I'm cycling. If it gets in the way though from my dumbbell rack, which we'll see, I'll probably move it. But for now, I'm just going to put it there. It came with the planter and the pot and everything. I've managed to keep it alive now for a couple of months, so there's hope. Two last things I'm going to work on today, and I think that'll be it until my little dumbbell rack arrives, is I have something to hang right here. So we'll put that on the wall. And then I also need to add my items to my arch shelf, and then we'll be good for today. This part kind of bothers me a little bit. They don't line up completely. They were actually worse, and I kind of hammered it together, but I didn't want to like break it, so I stopped right there. But other than that, I love this cabinet. It's so cute.
Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up, I always do. I never think, I always do. Never thought I wouldn't jump, oh what a fool. But if I fall, I will get up again.
Link what I can from this area. Gym towels, Amazon. I did the yoga blocks here to block that sticker that you just cannot get off. It's ridiculous. Kleenex, you have to have a plant. I mean, it's a shelf. I have a jump rope, some resistance bands with some room to grow here, which is good. Some fitness wipes, that's what I use to wipe down my mats and the equipment. And then shoes, I realize that is not beautiful, but these get used every single day. I have shoes for strength, those are like just flat strength shoes. I have my running shoes, and then my Peloton cycling shoes, and my husband also has a pair of those. And then the Peloton little logo there, that came off of Etsy. Now, because we added these doors after the fact, we don't have a light switch on the outside of the room. And in the mornings, it is super dark, 4:45, and I'm like trying to find, you know, my phone flashlight to see my way in to turn on the light, which is over here. And instead of hiring the electrician to come and do another light switch, which I'm sure he could, I decided to pick up this little switch light off of Amazon. It's by Snap Power, and it's just basically a little light underneath so I can see the light in the morning, and I'm hoping this will just help me navigate in the early morning hours. It's the little things, and I thought this would be super helpful. It's supposed to be very easy to install, so let's see if I can't do this really quick. Hopefully this is easier than the mirrors. I'm having flashbacks to when I had to switch all our outlets in our old house. I learned a lot from that experience, but yeah, a lot of work. Okay, so I turned off the circuit breaker like it said, so hopefully
You give me this energy.
I will see how and if this works tomorrow morning when I come down here. The final packages just got delivered. So this is the dumbbell rack, and then I ordered actually 2 more sets of dumbbells just in heavier weights. Slowly working on my collection, but I'm going to probably have to carry this down in pieces just because it's pretty heavy. I want to say it said 75 pounds just for the rack, which is kind of heavy for an awkward sized box. So yay, I'm excited. The final piece of the roof. Dumbbells are fitting on. So these are the Peloton weights. Now they only go up to 30 pounds. I can't remember if I said that. I've just tried to put some of the heavier ones on here, but they just don't fit right. But I think if I flip this around, there'll be a ledge there to hold them. They've kind of tumbled off on me. So I'm gonna have to, at least this one, flip this around so the lip is here to hold the weights in, because these are expensive, and while it's easy just to say, oh, get new weights or a different rack, I think we can work around it because I do have other weights still to add yet. I think that'll work. I'm gonna have to try it out. Yeah, so I'm gonna flip this really quick.